Leak it. Leak something. You have to leak something now.
Here's my coffee cup of the day.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our 9th episode of We Burn, We Rise. I'm joined by Hyperion and Rxbbn, developer and GRT founder. Rob will be probably joining us a little bit. I see Ravi. Reporting from Phoenix HQ, Cobalt Mike, Paradox Realms is here. And I see Matt from Sierra. Hey. And Mo is going to be joining us lately, representing Zebro Coin. We're happy to have you all with us today as we bring you updates from all across the Phoenix Initiative. Today, we're going to be talking about the DEX beta release with Robin. This is going to grant us some onboarding without using a centralized exchange. Might be talking about Wrapped Phoenix later on with Pancake Swap integration with Robin as well. HQ and Foundation updates with Rob, and the Paradox launch on Phoenix with Mike from Paradox. Updates on the state of the other projects, if Dustin hops in to talk about that later. And then we're going to open up to community Q&A after we hear from Mo. Keep in mind that the Q&A is recorded, so we appreciate the community's adherence to keeping the discussion profanity free. Don't forget to sign the form pinned in main to get your attendance NFT. I'd like to start the meeting by handing the baton over to Robin to announce his work with the DEX.
Yeah.
Take it.
So for those of you that know or don't know, on, I think it was Friday, we officially launched the beta of FireSwap. The reason we're calling it a beta and not a full release is obviously once we throw something into the wild, there are going to be things that pop up that we accounted for, but may have run into issues. So as of right now, everything is like 98, 99% functional. There's a couple bugs I'm working through right now, specifically regarding the liquidity pools. So as an example, right now, certain tokens are allowing you to add liquidity and remove, but others are not allowing you to remove liquidity. In an early stage like this, it's not inherently a bad thing that you can't remove liquidity just willy-nilly, because that means we won't have any rug pools. But obviously, if somebody deploys a token or anything on there, we want them to have the ability to remove liquidity if something goes wrong. So that's one of the bugs I'm working through right now. I'd imagine I'll have it fixed within the next couple hours at the latest. I am also working on adding liquidity farming pools to help us generate more total value locked. The reason we need as much TVL as possible is a lot of organizations that we can partner with regarding the DEX specifically. They're going to look for a minimum amount of total value locked. So this is going to be one way to churn up that total value, and we'll work through some rewards. I'll speak with some other projects and see if they're interested. But as of right now, the first launched project on our DEX with liquidity is Metatech. That is one of Dustin's tokens that has some utility behind it, whether it's merch, admission, whatever he wants to do with those tokens as he starts building things out. It is available now, so that is pretty much the first tradable token on Phoenix. I've spoken with a couple other people that are going to get their tokens listed on the DEX. In the meantime, since we're just starting out, I'm not going to be too rigorous as far as listing tokens on the DEX goes. If basically my rule of thumb for the next little bit until we start generating some traction is going to be, do I trust you? And do I trust that you're going to be a good developer? If you check both of those boxes, I won't have an issue adding your token onto the exchange initially. But as time goes on, I will be looking at a more thorough review. Things like, is a certain amount of the liquidity locked? Okay, cool. How long is that liquidity locked for? And has your contract been vetted and or audited by external parties? So one of the things that we are working on, or I can't even say we because I don't want to say tossed a bone to somebody, but just put it in their head. Matt from Crypto IRA is working on a liquidity locker. So that way, regardless of anything, we have some way to lock liquidity into the chain for X amount of time. I don't know the specifics behind his locker, but that is something that we definitely needed for the DEX to fully function. So once he's ready to go with that, you'll have funds that are locked up and can't be quote unquote rugged. Let's see here. Just going over my whole list because there's a lot of things with the DEX right now. So we've got that. One of the things that I'm going to be working on this week as well with the DEX is getting some sort of charting platform going. Because the requirements from third parties like DEX Screener, DEX Tools, all of those other guys, they require a minimum $500,000 in total value locked, as well as $50,000 in daily volume. At some point, those goals are not going to be hard for us to reach, but since we're in our infancy with the DEX and everything with that, it's kind of hard for us to hit. So in the meantime, I'm looking into the avenues of just building a simple chart platform. I've also reached out to a couple other people as well. That way, people that are launching tokens and want to trade on our platform will have charts in front of them rather than just seeing the numbers either tick up or tick down within the DEX itself. So one of the things that is cool about the DEX is if you're trading a specific token, you can see those trades happening in real time by going to, I think it's the market trades section of the swap, or market history section. It'll show you everything from how much was traded to what type of trade it was and the time it happened. There's still some other features I'm working on getting fleshed out properly with that so you can get better insights into trades as well as your personal transaction history. Another thing that I'm working on adding to it as well is limit orders. So if you've ever used a centralized exchange, you know how limit orders work. If you haven't really used a centralized exchange, a limit order is basically you saying that I set a price and this is how much I'm willing to pay for the currency I want to acquire or I'm willing to sell at. So as an example, let's say you want to buy Phoenix at 10 cents and it's currently at 20 cents. You can, when the feature is ready, you'll be able to set that limit order and kind of forget about it. You'll be able to adjust that limit order as well. So if Phoenix is rapidly moving up and you want to move that up to say 15 or 20 cents per coin, you'll be able to keep that trade there without having to basically sit on your phone or computer all day waiting for that specific price to hit. So that's a couple of the things that's going on with the DEX. I know we've had, I think, about 40 trades happen so far with Metatech specifically, and then I've seen a lot of wrapping and unwrapping of Phoenix. Just people getting ready for any tokens that might deploy on our DEX. And then regarding the wrapped assets, if you want me to go ahead and dig into that, Spaz. So as far as the wrapped assets go, I am working on the bridge over the next 48 hours to bring Phoenix onto Binance Smart Chain, as well as giving all of our users the ability to bridge other assets like Ethereum, Binance, or BNB, Bitcoin, or wrapped Bitcoin specifically, and really any other assets that you want to bridge over to Phoenix. I'm working on making that a possibility. That way, if, let's say, you have $300 that you want to spend in Phoenix, but don't want to send that $300 to a centralized exchange, you'll have the ability to bridge that $300 of whatever asset, primarily just the big, like the top 10. So Ethereum, BNB, Bitcoin, USDT, USDC. So we have a couple stables on our chain. You'll be able to bridge those over, swap, and then you can do whatever you want with the Phoenix. And that goes both ways. So if you have Phoenix that you want on Binance Smart Chain, you'll be able to bridge that, or Phoenix on Phoenix Chain, and you want to take that over to Binance Smart Chain, that's something that you'll have the possibility of doing. We've got to work out some things regarding liquidity, potentially incentives for adding to the liquidity to keep our price at a good level. So there's a couple things I'm working on that end, but we are getting closer. I would have had it done already, but somebody in my neighborhood cut the fiber line to my entire area on Friday at about like 9 a.m. So I was without any internet for like 2.5 days, basically. So kind of set some things back with that. But now that I have internet again, I am getting back to work on making these things possible so we can bring new users in on pretty much any chain. The most expensive of the bridges is going to be the Ethereum Bridge, just because of how much it costs to deploy the contracts for the bridge there. So it's not the highest priority, but after Binance Smart Chain is done, with how cheap Ethereum is right now, I'll probably take some money and get those contracts deployed. That way we can start onboarding users from all across crypto rather than just sticking to Binance Smart Chain. I'd also like to see a Chronos bridge, which I know a handful of our community has kind of been looking forward to us having a bridge between Crow and Phoenix. So that's another big one I want to hit. I'm trying to think. I think that covers the majority of what I've been working on the past few days. Let me see here. So yeah, things are going pretty smooth. I was expecting a lot more bugs with the decks out of the gates and a lot more messages from people. So I'm happy things are going smooth with that. I do need to fix a wallet connect bug, which I've gotten a couple reports of that, where basically you can go into Chrome on or whatever browser on your phone and then click on the Wallet Connect button, and it doesn't properly pass the connection off to MetaMask or Trust Wallet, as an example. But if you connect with Wallet Connect from your phone to your desktop, it works perfectly. So that's just one small bug I want to get taken care of, because I want to say like a good 50 or 60% of the people that have viewed the deck so far have run into an issue with the mobile connection. So in the meantime, if you're trying to make any swaps on mobile, just go into your wallet browser, so MetaMask browser as a prime example, and then you'll just select the MetaMask button when you connect your wallet. So as always, I'm still grinding away, and now that things are launched, I had a little bit of time to take a step back, reassess a few things, and I'm excited to get some of these new features out there because I think they'll have some fun. And I have not forgotten about the Easter egg I promised either. So I'm not going to say what it is, how you'll get it, but the framework is just about there for it, so we'll hopefully have some fun.
So you're saying it's in the works still? It's not there. I shouldn't be looking for it.
Correct. Yeah. If you look for it, you're not going to find anything, but it's almost there. I just need to tweak a few things and then figure out what I want the payoff to be for the Easter egg. I have like 2 ideas I'm playing with right now, but I want to solidify that, so it's a lot of fun. It's anyone who plays games, an Easter egg is supposed to be something that has a pretty decently rewarding payoff, even though it's just like more or less an animation that you'll stumble upon, or a special like character dialogue traditionally. In this case, it might be an animation. It might be something else. I'm not going to say what it is because nobody on the core team knows except for me.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really exciting. I was a big fan of, I don't know if anyone else knows about Rust. Not Rust, I'm sorry. Yeah, is it Rust? There's a blockchain version of Rust. And yeah.
All right, you gotta find this for me. I need to know what it is.
Yeah.
The most exciting thing to me about this this wrap, the BNB wrap Phoenix thing, is because that's going to get us on PancakeSwap. We also have an additional partner from Starship who's going to get us listed. I mean, as soon as we get that live, he's going to list us over in SexySwap, taking the awkward name and kind of steering into it. Yep, just run with it. So that's going to be huge because onboarding, a lot of people don't like centralized exchanges. Some of the more old school people are like using the centralized exchanges. Someone like me who just got into crypto over a year ago, it's like, I don't want to send somebody my ID. I don't want to set up a new thing. It's just, right there in the dApp, That's so that's going to help onboarding a lot. It's going to be huge.
Yeah, and as far as the bridge goes, so there's two different avenues. Just so I'm completely transparent, there's two different avenues we're going with it. Now that I've got the time, I am going to be working on getting the multi-chain bridge set up, which will enable multiple assets from pretty much whatever chain. I've already requested specific ones, and they've agreed to it. I just need to get that bridge built and get them the correct documentation. So that'll be the primary one. But as far as getting Phoenix on other chains, I'm building out a bridge specifically for that goal. And the reason I'm not necessarily using it as the perfect avenue to get like USDT, USDC over is because I would personally have to fund the liquidity for that bridge. And let's say we have 200 users that all want to pour over 50 or $100 from X chain to Phoenix. I don't have the liquidity to do that. So it's just one of those things where it's going to be a peer-to-peer pool, kind of similar to how you have pools for liquidity in any DEX. It's going to work similar to that. So if there's not a pool that exists on our chain, whether it be because we're not feeding liquidity into there or other users aren't trying to earn off the potential liquidity, you won't be able to bridge as much as you would want. Kronos and Ada or Cardano's sidechain had issues with that on launch, but once the initial hype started falling off a little bit, they were able to recoup the liquidity and revitalize it. So I'd imagine once we get the major bridges set up, we are going to need a lot of people to contribute to the liquidity, but it's not something that we'll have control of. It's something the end user will have control of, and they'll be able to earn off of it. Because that's how those bridges work, is the company that owns the bridge takes a small percentage, and then the remainder of the users will also earn off of providing liquidity. So I've got a lot of things in the works. I'm hopeful I'll get the majority of it knocked out this week. But I am, regardless of everything, trying to get a bridge up today or tomorrow. I'm leaning towards today because I've still got about 4 hours before I need to go cook dinner. So I'm hopeful for today.
Well, that would be cool. I mean, but obviously it's better to have a good product, right? So just eat dinner if it helps you. Eat dinner. Yeah. Maybe then you'll get inspiration. Second wind.
Well, so
and it's called.
Oh, so Fluffy and I had worked through the majority of it, and the bridge was 90% functional. And then we're like, we still need to make sure that wrapped Phoenix works on the DEX. That way people can swap Phoenix to wrap Phoenix. So that way they weren't just stuck with it. Even though it wasn't technically stuck, it was more they just didn't have a DEX or a application to interact with to unwrap that Phoenix. So we had kind of put a pause on that, got the DEX live, and then I'm like, all right, I'm ready to start the bridge, and my internet went out. So back on track with that now.
So you had an unintentional, what are they called? The electronic retreat or non-electronic retreat?
Yeah,
you can't go access.
It wasn't fun because I'm like, all right, even if I can't do the things I want to do, I want to play games. And I hopped on my PlayStation and it wouldn't allow me to play any games because I was synced up with an old buddy's console. And my PlayStation was not activated as the primary. So I couldn't do anything all weekend. I cleaned a little bit.
Yay!
Yay!
No, knowing you probably made some like really excellent meals too.
I cooked some steaks last night. Let's see here. I actually did mellow mushroom for dinner one of those nights because their pizza's just real good. But we'll see what I can cook up both in the kitchen and with all of this the next little bit.
Speaking of steaks, happy Father's Day to anyone that's joining us that is a father.
Yep.
Happy Father's Day. Yeah. Happy Juneteenth today for Americans. That's today. And the video game is called Age of Rust. It's not actually Rust. Yeah, it's on Engine. Well, it's on Ethereum, but it's under Engine Coin, which was another obsession of mine years back. But it's all like, have you ever played, I think it's Myst, where everything's a mystery and you have to like, MYST? Yeah. And so like, but if you solve the mysteries here, you get a piece of Bitcoin, 1,000 engine coin. It's like, whoa.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was very interesting at the time. So like, can you do that for your Easter egg?
I'll take a look. I make no promises, but I'll take a look.
Yeah, I can send you the Discord if you want to take a look at it. They're very intense. Like they have staff writers, or the pirates is the theme. Yeah.
Hello, guys.
Hello,
Astro.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Nice.
How are you?
I like the group. Going good. Thank you. You are a good man. I can support you group. I made gift sticker if you want. I am graphic designer. I give you sticker pack.
I don't think we have a big need for any stickers or animated stuff right now because we have 2 graphic designers on our team right now.
Mm-hmm.
But we definitely appreciate the offer.
Okay. I can NFT video, sticker pack, and on more graphic design. If you want, I can. No problem.
Cool. Thank you so much. Shoot us a DM and we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
Okay. I sent them example. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now I'm going to hand it over to Mike if he's still with us as we're talking about games. It's getting me excited for the Paradox Realms thing here. Going to be on starting off on Solana and Phoenix, and maybe if maybe we can win them over to be Phoenix exclusive. How you doing, Mike?
Doing pretty good, buddy. How you doing?
Doing fantastic.
Awesome. Okay, so all right, I want to clear this up real quick. We're minting out the initial NFT collection is going to be on Binance because that's where our ledger is most interoperable that controls the game. It's with Ethereum or EVM solutions. So just any Ethereum compatible machine is what we need to use for everything we run the game on. So the initial mint will be on BSE. And we're going to do a second round that's actually going to be on Phoenix. So, and then Dustin's actually going to be handling that. We don't have Dustin here with us today, do we?
No,
I was hoping
I
we
know
would.
he was up pretty late last night.
Yeah, he's also had intermittent issues or something, right?
Yeah, because he lives out in the boonies.
His internet connection is always hard to talk to him on the phone.
Yeah, him and I were talking about this the other day. He applied to get Starlink like 2 years ago, and they haven't even started anything with that. There's a fiber line running through his front yard, but he's not eligible for fiber, so he's using a long-range connector for the closest radio tower to get any data connection.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a hardcore coder right there, man. I love that guy. So, yeah, hey, I want to get back and show my game for just a second. We've been up for it seems like we've been up for 36 hours straight trying to get the sale popped off and make sure all of our KYC and everything was in order. But yeah, the INO or initial NFT offering is going on right now on the Quid50. That's a very hard name to say at platform, but I can drop a link in there later. But yeah, it's the first round of NFTs is going to go on Binance. The second round to complete out that 5,000 collection is going to go on Phoenix. We're already talking about it in the background, how we're going to drop those things. So hopefully it coincides, that second round. Obviously, we want to coincide with FireSea being launched. So And then we're going to be in there talking to you guys as well about getting the Para token listed, a wrapped version, obviously, because Para is on Binance. But we definitely want Para to be traded over there against Phoenix as well.
That's going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're going to have Para, we're going to have Starship. We've got a lot of communities coming together. Yes, the Phoenix Initiative. It's going to be huge.
Oh, for sure.
I have been waiting for this.
Got Ninja Swap over there doing their thing. They're building out, basically like what we're going to call like the little sister platform that'll handle the INOs and IDOs and everything that wants to pop off over there. So, yeah, it's huge partnerships coming together. And I just got off the phone this morning with Rob. No, actually, we were messaging. I'm sorry, I didn't get off the phone with him. We're messaging. We're talking about the application process for the node structure. So we want to get that going immediately. We can always drop a little bit of information about the IPFS, but what's the guy's name that's working on that one? I know is it Ravi?
Praveen might be working on it.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember who's specifically working on the IPFS side right now, but I'm pretty sure
Black Matrix, I think.
Yeah, so then
Gotcha.
Praveen and his team.
Gotcha. Yeah, so he said to go ahead and get the application process started. I'm sure we're not putting it out in the general public yet, but to go ahead and get the application process started for, what is going to be entailed in order for you to run a node, what is actually going to be the cost and everything behind it, how many Phoenix tokens you're going to need to stake, how long you need to have them vested and all that good stuff. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and say that's exciting to me. I like the fact that the network is expanding. We can actually, the nodes are going to be coveted. People are going to want to set those up, and then there's going to be a high incentive in order to do so. So, yeah, I'm loving all that. And you guys know, too, I'm over here building a game. So, like, that game requires servers. So you think I don't got it in the back of my mind all the time? I'm like, yeah, these cool cats I'm hanging out with now, man, they got their own servers. And I need multiple. I don't just need one or two. I need a lot. So falling in with a blockchain like you guys that have your own IPFS solution, it's going to be wrapped around the blockchain itself. Dude, it's like a dream come true. I love it. Like I said, my Mint's live today, and I hope everybody comes and joins it. But either way, all this is going to Phoenix. Phoenix is where it's at.
Yeah.
God, I love it all.
Can you send a link to the Mint in the main channel so people know? Do you have that?
Yeah, I sure will. Actually, I think, man, I try not to spam, man, because I bet Moochin is in there and he's already dropped the link at least a couple of times. Let me go look.
Oh, you guys are allowed to drop links in here. You guys are good. Keep in mind that when you mint one of these NFTs, it comes. And correct me if I'm wrong. It comes with a free a code, like a free download code for GTA 5.
It does actually. The marketing department went back and made us revamp everything that we're giving out. So originally, a year ago, when we set out to do this mint, we had the cost analysis of what it actually costs for each customer to run everything. And we originally back then found out that it cost us about $33 in order to produce the NFT, make sure you had the correct access passes to get into games and everything. So that's what they went back to when we launched the mint today. Basically, it's not necessarily, we want to say it's a free mint, but it's not. You're paying the cost of everything that is involved in maintaining your item on the ledger. You're going ahead and setting yourself up for staking. You're buying an entire access to all the games. The one game that you are getting free is anything in Rockstar catalog. So we give you those games for free. So that means you get, Grand Theft Auto 5. You will get access to Red Dead Redemption very soon, but we're holding it off at the moment because we've not fully tested it. I'm not even going to say overconfidently that we know what we're doing in that particular game. It is a lot more intrepid than we originally thought. So we have the play to earn model in it. But as far as tweaking the other aspects and just making it fun and giving it our special touch, we're still working on that. So that's why it'll be next in the catalog. But my guys have just brought out console gaming. So now we can actually log your activity in the games that you already have. So if you already own a game and they're already talking about Rust and everything as well, if you own this game and we can see the database for this game, your Paradox Realm NFT will get you rewards in this game and allow you to stake anything that you get from this game. That's any game on the market. We're about to explode with this. Like I said, we didn't think we had a handle on console gaming until my guys figured out that yes, we can actually get into that database the same way. And it is, we can do the same checks and measures and everything to make sure that it's accurate, and we should be good. So we're going to launch it. We're going to try it. We already got a bunch of games in our library. Why not expand to console gaming too?
Yeah.
How much does this NFT cost, by the way, in US dollars?
$33.
Okay, I just pulled up on Amazon. A new copy of GTA 5 is $30. So there you go. So keep that in mind.
There you go. Yeah. And with our NFT, you obviously get, you get your NFT. You're going to get multiple NFTs because we're actually going to airdrop a couple of extras to people so we make sure they have some cool in-game stuff. Whether it be cars, weapons, currency, drugs. I hate to say drugs, but our game does have drugs too, guys. So there will be airdrop drugs that come to you. So some of them are necessities to live. Some of them are, to sell. But that's how the games go. But yeah, man, we want everybody to come take a part, man, because this ultimately we're going to be running DAO servers as well, to where you get in there and if your NFT is going to allow you to vote on what you want coming next. So let's say there's something really cool. You're like, hey, man, I got this idea where I want to connect Phoenix together with something new that Solana's doing. Well, if you're in a meta server and you own the NFTs, then you have the right to vote and have your voice heard and turn that server into what you want it to be. So that's the main thing we want to give away here. We want to make sure that everybody knows that it's a community. We're building all this for you guys. We're bringing all these partners in. Everybody comes to the table, and you can play with all the stuff. Just because we're here, we're building on Binance. We're also building on Phoenix. We got friends from Solana that are coming over too. We're all in this together. Let's build something cool together.
That's exciting.
So is there going to be a separate collection on Phoenix, or is it going to be across both chains?
It's gonna be 5,000 NFTs. 33 are going to go on Binance, and the other 1667 are going to go on to Phoenix, and they'll have the same rights and responsibilities within the ecosystem. So Dustin's going to go in and develop a custom contract. Obviously, it'll be a Solidity contract, so it won't be that difficult. The Solana part is what gets us hung up. We had to leave Solana out for a moment. Binance, all of our contracts over there. I mean, you guys know that. It's just a few little tweaks, and we're good with Phoenix too. So, but Solana, we did have to leave out for a moment. We'd originally boasted and we left the candy machine there. The candy machine is still loaded. We can launch it anytime. We're just having a little bit of a hard time to once those NFTs get into the ecosystem, making sure they can be read in our staking mechanism. Because that's the biggest thing. That's what we've all been working so hard in the background, was to make this staking dApp that allowed you to stake one of a couple different NFTs into it and get back partner tokens. So right now, as soon as you make your NFTs, you'll be able to stake your NFT into the dApp and get back Ninja, Cobalt, 8-bit, Paratoken, RYIU. There's a variety of tokens. It'll be randomized. Every week you'll get a payout, and it'll be random partner tokens. So that was the big thing. We had to make sure that worked, and that worked with all the NFTs in the ecosystem. So and I hate to say this, but because Solana's crashing, you want to look at it, you want to be like, well, we didn't include Solana because the price is going down. Everybody's got, their doubts about the network. Well, it's not necessarily that. It's we couldn't make the contract work. We couldn't get the NFT to come over and be read at the same time. So I don't know. Maybe there's a crafty dev hanging out down here in the community. It's like, no. I know how to get that incorporated right in there. No problem. So if you're hanging out down there, you're hearing me, hit me up.
I also had a question about the how's your VR going? Because you were mentioning you needed testers.
We do. And we actually got a couple of testers in there now that are testing it. And actually, we thought that we were going to have a majority of problems with it. And it's really not. Axel, come on. Sorry, guys. I got to get my dog real quick. The VR testing is going pretty good. A lot better than expected. I really thought, just because, again, the guys had not been messing with it, we really thought that we were getting ourselves into a huge ball of wax. It really didn't turn out that way. So far, so good. I know I should probably be looking for some random wood to knock on. Like, as soon as I say this, I'm going to go over to Discord and they're going to be like, oh my God, the whole thing crashed. No, that's not the case. So far, it's been going pretty good. Does anybody here got VR? Want to jump into the game?
If I had VR right now, I would be there already.
Nice. And another thing, it is actually compatible with several different setups. We really thought in the beginning that it was only going to be Oculus, but we've had a couple different people come in with different setups and actually show us. They're like, no, like this, my setup will work too. We had somebody who had a setup we had never heard of. We literally had to Google everything this guy had. And we were like, no, man, I mean, we're really not sure how to support any of this. By the end of it, he was telling us how it all worked and showing us basically like developing support for us. We're like, wow.
Mike, it looks like you got somebody that might be interested in the chat. Zach, I actually know him like in real life. he will play the hell out of your game.
Oh man, tell him to DM me. Yeah, DM me, buddy. Yeah, we always need beta testers in the game, especially if you really like playing games. You're familiar with role-playing games, or you want to test out the any of the VR features. Man, you're helping us. So please, by all means, jump in. I will hook you up, free access to the game. Obviously, I want you to go over there and buy an NFT too. But if you bring something really cool to the table, like you can help test the game or anything like that, by all means, hit me up. I will get you in.
Oh, Zero's here. Nice.
Hello, Zebro. Oh, cool. Cool setup.
Hey, Mo.
Oh, we heard you. And then this connection keeps popping. I think he was in here a second ago as well.
Yeah, I see.
We can just riff for a little bit and give him some time to set up his situation over there. Now, is Ravi still with us? Any updates from Phoenix HQ?
Come on, Ravi.
He's shy.
He shouldn't be shy. We had a pretty fun chat on Saturday.
Yeah. Saturday? Oh.
Some fun stuff.
Cool.
But I don't want to be the one that leaks.
No,
Ravi.
No, Ravi. Oh, he's here. Leak it, Mood Chain.
I'm not gonna leak it. I don't want to. I've already dropped a couple cards today. I'm not dropping the whole hand.
Wait, we need what is it? Backslash would leak it. There we go.
There we go.
Start the train.
Hey Matt, if you're still with us, do you want to come and show off that CFG Ninja thing that you just DM'd me about? Unless I wasn't supposed to say that out loud.
Was it the thing I had talked about earlier?
Yeah, but he had like a nice screenshot of it.
Yep.
That's super cool.
Come on,
Matt's also working on some back end stuff with EFT, right? Maybe. Yeah. Might have some contracts deployed from EFT, Easy Finance Token.
Ooh.
That might be coming. Gonna be coming. They're steadily building, rebuilding some stuff on their exchange. That's starting to look nice. Leak it. Leak something. You have to leak something now.
Here's my coffee cup of the day.
Corgi.
It was the first one I could grab.
Meow meow.
Meow.
Okay, Mo is not going to be joining us today. He did have some emergencies come up. So we will see him next week.
Yeah, and that's going to be an interesting conversation because he actually deployed on Phoenix by himself. Had no help. He just created his token there. He had already been on, I believe, Binance, right? And possibly Ethereum, I think, right?
Let me
beforehand.
pull that up.
He's on ZegX across a couple chains, so that's pretty cool. And he just came in and without any of our help, he's like, "Oh, I know how to do this. No problem." Boom. So it'd be nice to hear from him, even before the Dex was live.
Yeah, he's on BSC, Poly, Phantom, Phoenix, and eGem.
Wow,
He's all over the place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Once I
and
get
that's Zebro.
Yeah, I think I had already added some stuff into the decks for Zebro, however you pronounce it. So I just need to coordinate with them and a couple other people because I had a few people request to be added to the list. So once I get a couple things on my end sorted out, I'll be adding I think 3 tokens. So I got to figure out this liquidity issue and check with Matt and see if what he's working on is close to being done, because I want to make sure that users have a safe experience rather than BSC degen devs just rugging left and right because the market's trash and the market is trash. So
Thankfully we're at the low that we've been at. And so we don't care about the market being trash, right?
I mean, we're holding real nice.
Yeah, 200K market cap, everybody. That is awesome. Like,
it was funny. I showed there was people talking about the bear market, and then I just did a side by side chart of ETH versus ours is like it goes like this. It's pretty straight, like generally up in the last I think 90 days it did for,
Yeah.
and then ETH is just a line, just crash.
I can't believe it's below 1,000. It's just, oh man, people are putting so much money into that.
I get paid weekly in Ethereum, so it does not feel good.
No. But are they at least adjusting the rate?
It's a flat value, which I'm kind of fine with because it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it was an inherent risk when I started working with this company, so I'm fine with it. I'm just glad this time I got my paycheck and I sold it right before Ethereum dumped from like 1,200 to sub 1,000. So I'm like, okay, I got out a little bit and then sold the rest at 950 and it went down to like 850. I'm like, okay, we're good. And then I lost internet, came back and I'm like, are you serious? Ethereum's at almost 1,200 again? Really?
Of course, yeah. With Elon Musk going with the Doge again, I've been buying up Dogecoin. Okay. There's a lot of whales that are saying this is a fake pump that's being pushed by the investors because they don't want to see, that 19K be breached. But
I personally think we're going back down. I mean, not financial advice, but if we were going to hold these values that we're at right now, we would have held them. Historically, assets in crypto will have about a 75 to 80% correction from all-time high every bear market. And we have quickly breached that. Also, sorry, Ravi, I muted you. There's a little feedback from whatever device you're using. But I'll unmute you in just a second. But yeah, historically, we see a 75 to 80% correction on assets throughout the bear market. And we blew right through those 75 or the 70 to 80% mark the past couple days. Like, I think Ethereum should have held about 12 to 1,400 if my math was right, which probably was close, but not perfect. And then same with Bitcoin, like it should have held around the 20K range. And we just went right through that. So I'm like, all right, it's a guessing game now. But I personally think we're going to go back down some more.
I think short term, I would have to, again, not financial advice. I'm a scientist, not a financier or whatever. But yeah, however, long term, I don't think there's anything to worry about. Plans have been going forward to build Bitcoin City. That's a nation that is essentially a nation that is wrapped to BTC. So I think it's going to be totally good in the future. But yeah, I can see it. I can see it taking a few more hits before it chills out. And once prices stop fluctuating so crazily, then you're going to see your mutual funds having a little crypto slice. You're going to see financial institutions that might do some lending with that. But like, I mean, as you can see right now, if you had taken out a mortgage on a house for 5 Bitcoin or whatever, and then like tomorrow you went from owing $250,000 to owing $1.5 million. Like that's not good either.
Yeah.
If in the world of lending, yeah, you don't want that. So, but as things go up and down and chill out, long term, like a decade or two, I can see this being a much more stable situation. But in the meantime, we're all early, and it's gonna happen.
If your grandpa's asking about it, you're early, and that's also a top signal.
Yeah.
That's the face of I know the situation too well.
All I was gonna say is what needs to kind of start happening more. Unfortunately, with so many institutional investors, they seem to be tying the stock market to Bitcoin, where it really shouldn't. They really shouldn't be doing that. I mean, it's great for overall health eventually, like Spaz said, but if the stock market is going down, you would think a little bit more of a loose investment into the crypto world kind of thing. But it seems to be too closely related right now, and it needs to separate a bit. Same with cryptocurrencies tying themselves to Bitcoin, right? Like they really, when Bitcoin falls, why is Ethereum? Like Ethereum is a whole nother use case. Like it's silly in my mind. But again, bigger investors, bigger whales, and they have more pull than we want. So
Yeah.
I have no doubt that you will see a situation where, like, Bitcoin can, dip and the other ones do not. I can see a situation where as they go further and further apart, because people just think of, oh, crypto. What's Phoenix? Phoenix is a crypto. Bitcoin's a crypto. It's sort of like when your mom always, when you're playing PlayStation and your mom's like, oh, can you get off the Nintendo? It's all Nintendo. They're all Nintendos. But it'll get there. It'll get there. I mean, it already has. You see, our price hasn't dipped barely anything. And I say that with RYI, we were talking about that. I think last time we all met. It's like, Bitcoin's down 50%, RYI is down like 3% or something. So it's happening. It's happening slowly, but it'll get there.
Yep, just keep building, keep working on yourself during a bear market. If you don't feel like it's a good idea to invest because you're going to see lower lows, just keep reaching out, making connections, learning about blockchain technology so that you're in a good position for when you are ready to invest. Or if you have a number that you want to invest, not financial advice, I guess. If you're like 1,000, just do increments. Always do increments because then you can keep catching the lows, dollar cost averaging down. So you're not just dumping everything all at once and then whoopsie, half of it's gone.
Yep. Don't ape your full bag. DCA. Not financial advice, but that is the one way to ensure that you don't get instantly wrecked in a market. Speaking from experience.
Is this the not financial advice episode?
Yes. Well, I mean, I feel like some of us have been around in crypto for a while and seen a lot. And I know we have a lot of people in our group and user base that are a lot newer to crypto. And I hate calling them this specifically, but a lot of the degen based crowd where they're just putting money into these extremely low cap tokens, a lot of them started out doing that and not looking at it from a not traditional marketplace, but looking at it from the overall market. And they're just looking at these microcurrencies and putting money into them. And suddenly they go up, they go down, whatever. And I've told plenty of people, don't put all your money into a single asset. You hedge your bets and you make sure it's all about risk management. If you put $1,000 in on anything that's either going up or going down extremely, there's a lot of risk with that. But if you're putting 50 or $100 out of your 1,000 into it every so often and hitting different points, you're managing your risk a lot better. And that goes for anything in crypto. Is everything's volatile. So the more you can spread out your risk, the better off you are in the long term.
The only person, also with the larger stuff, the only person that gets hurt on the roller coaster is the one that jumps off midway through the ride.
Yep.
So yeah, everyone, the degen people a lot, they want to buy low and sell high. That's the whole thing. But if you buy low and buy high, like look at the stock market over the last 200 years, as a whole, it's gone up like 10% per year forever. So if you buy low and you buy high, you're gonna come out at the top. You can stress out all day to buy and then sell and screw around and waste your whole day doing that, which is fine. That there's a place for that also, but it's not for long-term stuff. I think you're gonna be happier if you chill out a little bit.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right. Ravi, did you want to pop in and chat for a minute?
Yeah, Ravi, come say hi to us, and then I'll bring us home.
I see he's unmuted. Oh, there he is.
Hey, everyone.
How are you doing, buddy?
I'm not bad. How's everyone today?
Good.
So we were just the meeting me and Jack had on Saturday. I'm going to drop a little teaser about it. It's actually another game that was originally Rob's idea, and we did drop another hint last week on it when I did go to meet Rob at the Phoenix HQ office. So me and Jack had a follow-up to that, and we discussed certain details about the game and how the game would develop. We were looking at how the visualization aspect would come across. So yeah, we are developing another game which is going to be much bigger than Duck Hunts and the games that we've currently got going. They will also include the NFTs that you are currently earning from those games. So they will also be transferable into here. So please do keep hacking away and keep collecting those NFTs because they will be useful in the future coming on. But yeah, I mean, we've had a really progressive week. We've had Jack come out with a Dex this week, and I think that was very, very progressive. We've hit certain goals much earlier than we expected, and it's obviously set the mood in the right way for the entire team and all the other partners that have come on board with us to then really push on and see where we can get to.
Exciting times. And another game, more games.
Yeah.
Is this the
I think everything is going towards the game, the P2E kind of style. So I think it's worth exploring, given that we have the capabilities that we can. Yeah, I think it would be very, very successful going forward.
Is Diablo Immortal going to use Phoenix? It's getting a lot of backlash right now. That's why I brought it up.
Was that what you just said an out of season April Fool's joke?
I want my Diablo Immortal P2E.
Robin got the joke that I was going for.
Here we go. Ravi, I had spoken to one of the guys that I wanted to help out with the game, and he seems interested.
Okay, that's very good news. So we can take that forward in the coming days for sure. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I'll get a group chat made with us. He will have some good ideas, I'm pretty sure.
Excellent. We can utilize all of them as you know from our previous meeting. We can definitely utilize all of them.
The concept for those that don't know went from this to like this.
Stay tuned, folks.
Hey, Ravi, do you want to turn your mic off when you're not talking? I think it's creating a lot of echo.
Cool. Thank you, sir.
Awesome. All right. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to report, or do you want me to bring us home?
I think that covers me for today. I'll be sharing some stuff over the next probably couple hours or couple days as I start working through some things.
Yeah, we should see more traction on social media now that I'm back. I was on a vacation stint, so there'll be a little bit more traction there. Maybe even a couple of those snippets from the YouTube channel. Maybe we'll see, or tutorial videos for the decks.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be good. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today, everybody. We will see you again next week for the 10th broadcast. Wishing every member of the family a fantastic week, and we'll see you in chat.